Are you a travel healthcare professional dreaming of going to Hawaii? In today's episode, we're going to talk about whether you should or should not take an assignment in Hawaii.
We're the Farnsworths, a travel nurse family of 5 on our 6th year of adventuring. John is an ICU travel nurse, and I am a travel nurse recruiter. Together, we're road schooling our kids, making a million memories, and sharing our experiences with you, because there are no ordinary paths. You get to choose your own way, and we're here to encourage you, whatever that might be.
We just got back from taking our entire family to Hawaii for an entire assignment. We were there for 4 months from January to May, and we have done several videos about our time there, some of the cool things that we got to see, and some of the challenges that we have faced. And in today's video, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, and we're going to talk about whether it's a good idea for you to take a travel assignment on one of the beautiful Hawaiian islands. I am a nerd and I like decision trees and charts and graphs and Excel spreadsheets. So today we're going to go through my chart that I've made here. Should I take a travel healthcare job in Hawaii? We're going to start over here. I am going for the experience and not the money. If you're not going for the experience, it's probably not a good idea to go. If the answer is yes, we're going to come over here. I am going alone. Are you going to be traveling by yourself, or are you going to be traveling with someone else? And this is important because if the answer is yes, I'm traveling alone, do you have extra savings with you? Because housing is extremely expensive, and if you're going on your own income and no one else is helping you and you're not splitting expenses, you're going to want to have money backed up and with you to help cover some of the costs when you get there. If the answer is no, I'm not going alone, I'm gonna go with a travel partner, maybe another travel nurse perhaps, or if you're like us and you're gonna take your family with you, is your spouse or your partner or your significant other, are they bringing in income as well? This is actually how we made this whole thing work for us. We both have full-time jobs, and therefore we were able to cover the expenses of having our entire family there, and we would not have been able to do it any other way. If the answer is yes to both of those, we're going to move on here. I am planning on bringing my pet. Did you know that you actually can bring your pet with you to Hawaii? They don't have to stay in quarantine, but you have to jump through a lot of hoops, and it does cost extra money. So the question then becomes, if the answer is yes, you are bringing your pet with you, are you prepared to spend 6 months planning to bring them so that they can go through all of the appropriate health steps to going to Hawaii? And are you willing to spend upwards of $3,000 or more to bring your animal with you? If the answer is no, you might want to consider not bringing your pet with you. If that's a deal breaker, then Hawaii might not be a good place for you to come. For us, we did bring our pet, Cinder. We are so glad we did. This did cost us more than $3,000. In next week's video, we're going to go over exact costs of what everything costs us. That is one expense that we felt was extremely worth it. Cinder absolutely loves the beach. She has been with us on every adventure all over the country, and so for us, we felt like it was worth it, and we're very glad that we took her. If the answer is yes, you're willing to do that, or you're not going to take your pet, we're gonna come all the way up over here. This assignment covers all of my expenses to duplicate and covers my budget. This one is huge because there are assignments in Hawaii that pay hardly anything and are not going to be worth your time. And especially if you're traveling on your own, or you're with a partner or family who's not bringing other income in or is not able to help with expenses, you're going to be relying on solely your own income. So that pay package is going to be really, really important to take a look at. What you'll really want to do is put together a budget of what your expenses are going to be at home, because remember, as a travel nurse, you need to duplicate your expenses. I know some people try to get around that. I do not advise it. So you want to legitimately be duplicating your expenses. You're going to want to research what you're going to need to spend on your car rental, on your food budget. Do you eat out a lot? Are you going to eat a lot of ramen noodles and instant mashed potatoes and bean burritos like our family did? Or are you planning on going out to eat a lot and therefore you need a bigger budget for your food and spending? Just make sure that your contract is going to cover that. Because in a lot of cases, I think you'll find as you're looking and really getting into the numbers, that it doesn't cover that right now in this market. If the answer is yes, it does cover it, and you're still set on going to Hawaii, am I flexible on which island I want to go to? Each island has its own charm and good things and bad things about it. Are you flexible in where you want to go, or are you set on one particular place? If you want to go to Honolulu or the island of Oahu and that is all that you want to do, then you're going to want to come down to this section, and are you willing to wait for that assignment to come up? If the answer is no, you need something now, then Hawaii is not a good idea for you. If the answer to that is yes, I'm willing to wait for the perfect contract to come up in that one destination that I want to go, then by all means, wait and find that perfect contract that's going to work for you. If you are really flexible and it doesn't matter what island you land on, as long as you get to experience Hawaii, which was our mindset, then you're going to want to go down to this box here. This one says, am I okay with lots of rain or really touristy areas? The east side of all the islands, you're going to experience a lot of rain. And specifically in Hilo, if you're going to end up in Hilo, it is the wettest city in the entire United States. It gets the most rainfall of any city in the United States. The west side of any of the islands, however, is the more dry side and typically the more touristy side. So on the big island where we were at, Kona is definitely the more touristy side. The prices of things tend to be higher. Housing is going to be more expensive. Depending on where you end up landing, your experience is going to be vastly different on the islands. But if you're okay with all of that, then we go to the next one where it says, I am willing to learn the culture, be respectful, and still have thick skin. I say this because even if you go with the attitude of, we are guests here, we want to learn the culture and also teach our kids about the Hawaiian culture, and we wanted to learn about what really happened there and not the washed history that maybe we have learned before. We went with all of that intention in our minds and in our hearts, and even still, we did get people who, because of our skin color, because of the fact that we were from the mainland, did not welcome us, especially in non-touristy areas. You need to have thick skin because there are people there that really don't like mainlanders. Not everybody, of course, but you're probably going to run into that. And the more local areas that you go to, the more you're going to experience that. There are certainly areas on the Big Island, at least, that foreigners or mainlanders are really not welcome at all, and you should stay away from those areas. If you're not prepared to deal with that, or you don't want to deal with that, then Hawaii's probably not a great place to go. We're getting closer. We're gonna move on down here to the bottom where it says, I have reasonable expectations for excursions, costs, and availability. If there was something that you're really looking forward to doing in Hawaii, just go with an open mind and realize that you may or may not get to experience that. We definitely went in with this is going to be paradise, we're going to live on the beach every day mindset, and that is not what we got. And so that was disappointing for us and for our kids, and it's no one's fault but our own. I own that, we own that. Also, there were certainly things we didn't get to do that we really wanted to because of the cost. It was very cost prohibitive. Again, if you don't have extra money to spend on those kinds of things, maybe evaluate if now is a good time to go or not, or whether maybe a vacation would have been a better option than going for an entire assignment. So if the answer is yes, you have reasonable expectations, then the last one is I'm willing to come home broke, in debt, or have broken even. And I say this because no matter how much you plan, it is very likely that you're going to spend more money than you thought that you're going to spend. Everyone says that things are more expensive there, and they absolutely are more expensive. But just how much more expensive does not become reality until you're actually pulling out your money to pay for things. Everything that you want to buy costs exponentially more money on the islands than it does here on the mainland. And that it goes for groceries, of course, it goes for home goods, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, anything that you would need or want to buy, batteries. We definitely spent more than what we made there combined between the both of us. And next week we're gonna have specific numbers on this, but we don't have regrets. We're not mad that we went or mad that we spent all this money. There was no other way we would ever be able to spend 4 months on the islands of Hawaii without travel nursing or having jobs. So we're very grateful for the experience that we had, but I felt like something like this would be really helpful for someone who's thinking about taking an assignment in Hawaii and knowing that there are a lot of drawbacks to taking an assignment, even though it seems like it would be a really awesome place to go. We will never do another assignment there. It seems like a place that would be better suited for our family anyways to take an extended vacation and really plan for it and do the really fun, exciting things that we wanted to do there that we didn't have the money to do. And if you made it all the way through to the end of our decision tree, then start planning because you're going to Hawaii. And if you need help finding an assignment, I can help you find that assignment. So let me know and I will see what I can do for you and what we can come up with. So I hope this has been helpful for you and not too much of a downer. I felt like the visual was a good idea. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've taken an assignment, what do you think? Am I spot on? Am I completely off base here? Let me know your thoughts. And stay tuned for next week when we break down all of our costs involved with the entire 4 months that we were there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you out there.